Hello friends, this is Rajesh. Today let's discuss about various investments account. In finance, basically when you wanted to have your money invested in stock market, there are a couple of ways in which you can manage your money. One thing is the first thing is self-directed account, meaning you open up an account and you manage end-to-end account by yourself. This is self-directed. Second one is fully actively managed account, meaning you hire someone, meaning a wealth manager, and have them manage the money for you. You pay a fee. And the third one is the hybrid of both, basically a robo advisory account. Let's discuss each of these three things in detail. It's good to understand these options, and eventually, this will help to make your decision on what is the path that you wanted to take. All right, let's get started. So, first thing, self-directed account. This is an option wherein, let's say, you walk into a branch or log into online. There are various providers in. Let's go with US as an example. You can open an brokerage account. It could be a taxable or a retirement account. You walk into a branch or log into online, whether it's in Schwab or an Ameritrade or an E-Trade, any investment account provider, you open up a brokerage account and you invest or you buy stocks, various stocks, and you manage your money end to end by yourself. So there is no one to guide you. You make your own investment election and you become your own fund manager in terms of an picking and fund or in picking an individual stock and investing. Before actually we get into some of the details, it's important to understand even within an investment account, there are two components. One is the taxable account, the other one is the retirement account. Meaning, taxable account is something you just open an account for a trading purpose, whether it's a short term or a long term gain. You buy securities, you sell, and you for which you are taxed now and then, meaning every end of the year. On the other hand, the retirement account, meaning the which is also called as an IRA, investment retirement account. This is something here in US. There is a cap set for every individual up to 6,000. You could invest in this account, and there is you can actively invest on this account up to 6,000 on year, and until the age of 59 and a half, if you are not withdrawing or you are not withdrawing the amount after 59 and a half, if you are withdrawing, it is fully tax free. I mean, it's not actually tax free, but it grows without any tax implication. Meaning, you keep investing, your amount grows, and only when the time past 59 off, when you withdraw the amount, it gets taxed only for the capital gains. So the benefit of this account is that you can actively trade, buy, sell. You are not actually subjected to tax on in every single year. So it directly the 6,000 contribution you can show as an what to say a retirement component that you declare year on year. So you get tax exemption. What happens when you withdraw the amount or a cash from this account before prior to 59 and a half years? You will be incurring a penalty of 10%. So this is to promote the investment saving. So that is the reason why this investment retirement offers this benefit. Wherein the taxable account, obviously there is no, it will be taxed, so there is no limitation around you withdrawing the cash or investing. You can do as you like, whether you wanted to do a short term or a long term, it's up to you. Um, so, so this is on a high level on the self-directed. Let's discuss about the other core component of the investment account, which is actively managed account. Let's say you do not have an expertise in investment, rather you simply do not have time. You wanted your money to be managed by an active investment manager. You There are various investment advisors. Going with the same example, whether it's a UBS or Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan, there are many players in the field. You go to the bank and approach one of the financial advisor and start having the conversation. Hey, let's say I wanted to invest 500,000 to begin with this account. The advisor is going to say, okay, Mr. Klein, it's great. So I'm going to you give the authorization for the financial advisor to make the investment decision. So it is called as basically you providing the discretion for them to make election for their account. So they act as a fiduciary and actively manage your account. So what is the benefit of them actually managing the account? You do not involve in the day-to-day things on which security to be invested, and you are not actually tracking the market, wherein the FA and the manager investment manager does, for which they will charge an year-on-year fee. It could vary. It could be 1% to 3%, depending upon the asset that they manage, and they call us in bips, right? 100 bips is translated to 1%. So typically the standard is around 1.5 percentage, 150 bips. So you, let's say, going with a simple example of 100,000, if they manage the 100,000 of amount of yours, they are going to, on year, they are going to charge $1,000 as their management fee. So while you have someone with a lot of expertise manage your money, you pay the price of actually paying a service fee to them. That's how they make money, and you are out of this business of managing the money actively. The biggest benefit is that wealth management firms have a lot of expertise, and they have been in the field for so long they can navigate through the market, and they are the experts in it. The flip side, in particular, in having an account, opening up an actively managed account, is that they will have typically an investment minimum of, let's say, 50,000. So let's say you are a small investor and you have, like, let's say, $5,000. You may not be simply eligible for it, but there are many companies which have considerably reduced their account minimum. So nowadays, even I know the account minimum starts as simple as $10,000. So which is the good news. This is the active management component of the investment account. Let's get into the next one, the robo advisor. So this is a hybrid of both of I mean, self-directed and the actively managed. So here, what happens is that instead of actually someone actively, a human actively managing, these are the robo advisory, meaning a program or a particular product is created by this wealth management firm, and they simply get the money and they offer the account minimum as low as 500. You could open up an the robo advisory account and have your amount invested. So and you also say that here is my risk profile, this is my age, this is my time horizon, and this is my risk profile, all those things. Depending upon it, whether they determine whether you are an aggressive, moderate, or a conservative investor, and put their robo advisory program and get your amount and invest in those programs. So the robo advisory programmatically invest in the respective stocks. And the biggest benefit here is that the service fee that you pay is considerably less. It is as low as like 20 bips, which is like an point. What is it? 0.2 percentage. It's not for the same example of 100,000. You wherein for an active manager you pay like at least a minimum of 1,000. Here you pay a simple of like $200 per year. The flip side is that there is no human actually managing this one, but the wealth management managers make these robo advisory efficient enough to periodically rebalance. Let's say based on your risk profile, your investment is 60% in equity stock and 40% in fixed income. They ensure that the portfolio is rebalanced constantly, because depending upon the market how it moves, your allocation might shift. So they periodically rebalance and ensure. Again, the biggest benefit is that you pay a little service fee, and thereby you take advantage of this someone actively managing your account. So these are the three options that's available. And if you're a beginner, it's always good that you open up a self-directed account and start navigating or investing. And once you get a hold of it, you could go with the robo advisory option three. And let's say even if you have if you have a good chunk to begin with, it's good to go with the option to the active manager going to the and wealth management. So it all depends on the individual circumstances. Hope this sheds some light into the overall investment options. If you like this, that's all we have for today. And if you like this video, give a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you.